¿Qué onda, vatos? Thank you for tuning in to yet another video. Thank you for hitting the like button. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Welcome to California. Let's get into the topic of today's ride. Just wanted to kind of respond to what's been going on with Million Dollar Bogan. I just wanted to put my own 2 cents. Now, I've seen his content and I'm a big fan. I love his content. I like it. I enjoy it. All the drone shots, the point of view, the scenery. I'm a big landscape guy. I like the views. I like the it's just the vibrance of the different colors, the sky, the landscape, everything about it. I love his channel. I'm a big fan, and seeing his videos and the way they were kind of joking and talking now. I mean, this falls along with my type of sense of humor. This falls along to my type of sense of humor. I like it. I mean, I think it's hilarious the way they talk. That's kind of the way just about any normal man would kind of carry himself around other men. Just kind of playing grab ass or horsing around, saying inappropriate things. And I was honestly quite surprised seeing his videos, because I know when you're on the clock, just about any company, you're supposed to carry yourself in a certain manner. I mean, they're hilarious. I like them, and I like the videos. I mean, they're hilarious. I typically would carry. I would probably joke around just as much as those guys will. I would probably joke around just as much as those guys on his videos. I mean, they're hilarious. You always kind of say gay jokes, and you're not really offending anybody, because you're telling one another. I mean, it's amongst men, and the thing is, he's sharing that with his viewers, with the public, with everybody. So I was just kind of surprised, mainly because working for a company, you kind of represent them as long as you're on the clock. Now, it'd be something different if you were off the clock. Then it'd be different. I mean, just like my employer, I could say anything I want. I could have my own political views. I could share that with you guys. I could, say anything that I want, just as long as I'm not on the clock. All right. So they don't want to see, I believe any employer, they don't want to see their employees pushing a political view. Depending on the company, of course, but most companies, they don't want to hear this sort of stuff going around while people are on the clock. And it'd be one thing if, I guess they weren't talking about it, or he wasn't, uploading those videos. It'd be a different thing. I mean, I'm pretty sure they didn't specifically tell him, Bogan, to stop making content. I'm 100%. Matter of fact, I'm 1,000% sure that Harley-Davidson told or carried or sent the message. They sent the message to the dealership where he films a lot of his content. I'm 100% sure they informed him, and they probably just told the YouTuber Million Dollar Bogan. They probably told him, you can't shoot footage anymore here, or along those lines. I'm pretty sure that's what they told him. Or they probably told him, you can shoot here, but censor ourselves, or something along the lines of what I'm saying. I'm 100% sure Harley-Davidson must have went out and reached out to the dealership where he films a lot of his content, and they told they told the mechanics, they told the shop manager. I mean, they all must have heard from Harley-Davidson. And I know Harley-Davidson doesn't really have a place to kind of step in or anything like that. I mean, they have their own rights over the dealership. They have their their own franchise. I mean, it's just one of those things. I don't think Harley-Davidson should be telling them. I mean, I don't know. It's just a tough place to be in, especially when you're just on the clock and you're kind of saying the things that you are. I mean, I see why the manufacturer they weren't too pleased about some of the videos, and I've seen them, and like I said, I was kind of surprised to hear some of the stuff they were saying, especially on at the dealership and on the clock. But I mean, I've made videos myself too where I never upload because I know I might get in trouble. And if you've seen a lot of my videos, I mean, you're like, wow, I do say a lot of things, but I mean, there's a couple of videos where I just talk politics. I had a political view. I wanted to share that stuff with some of you guys, but at the end of the day, I just didn't want the subscribers, viewers fighting one another, fighting in the comments, saying stuff. I mean, you can't really change anybody's political view. And even if you have a good argument or have a good policy or have something good to say, they're just gonna look at it and call you an ism of what sort. You might call you a racist. I don't want to say all that other stuff, but I mean, you guys have been seeing it on the news. Look at Joe Rogan. He offered to host the debates, and they were calling him a xenophobe, a homophobe, all kinds of stuff. I mean, and this is just kind of how it's become. I mean, this is how the social media, social justice warriors, I mean, this is how everybody has become. You can't really say anything. You can't, joke around anymore. And you know what? I feel bad for the dealership and its employees over there. I honestly do. I mean, it's disheartening when you hear, from management, something that I believe they're all having a good time doing. I know for a fact they enjoy having them there. They like teasing them because that's what they do. They tease them a lot. And to hear from management, you know what, you guys can't do this anymore, and tell the YouTuber Danny, tell him not to be coming around here if you guys are gonna be uploading this type of content. And I see it, I know, because I can relate. So I don't know. I mean, I guess it just boils down to how everybody's so uptight. I mean, I mentioned in my other videos, you know what, if you don't like what you hear or if you don't like the content, just tune away. Not a big deal. It's not for you. Why are you trying to control something that everybody else is enjoying? I mean, he's got 70,000 subscribers. I'm pretty sure it's going to grow by a whole lot more with the recent news, but he's got fans and they like that content and they tune in for it. So if you don't like it, then it's not for you, period. Not everything that's being produced, that's being made, is for everybody. I mean, there's the Oprah Network, there's the Lifetime channel, there's all that stuff. I don't watch it. It's not for me. I mean, I don't want to tune into it or anything like that. I'm like, okay, it's not for me. I'm not gonna watch it. But I'm not gonna go out of my way, call the network, call the CEO. Hey, you guys are painting husbands in a bad light. I want you to take down the show because I'm not like that and it offends me. And I want this whole thing done. No, I'm not gonna do that. You know what? You guys can enjoy your stuff. I got my sports. I got my MMA. I got my my preference of YouTube channels. I got my own thing. I don't have to go over there and input my 2 cents and something that I don't even like watching. So why am I gonna do that? But I mean, this is what everybody's come down to. That's why I kind of hint a little bit at snowflakes. I hint a little bit at don't believe what you read. Don't believe everything you read. Don't listen to the fake media. I mean, I hint at this stuff, and jokingly I do say it on my outros, but I mean, I do mean it. I would like to, I mean, I don't want to get political about it, but I mean, you just have to look at the headlines, look at what other news medias are putting out there. Don't just, follow one media source. Honestly, you could go on YouTube and we have more middle, more centrist, more central political views that will give you both sides of the story. And that's what I tend to get my news from YouTube. I used to see a lot of my media, or political media, or my news. I used to get it on Twitter quite a bit, but recently, I believe the last 3-4 years or something, it's just gotten out of control. I mean, the censorship is real. The censorship, the warriors, the Twitter warriors, the social justice warriors, they're all real, and you can see this kind of just go into everywhere. I mean, if you've seen Bill Burr's SNL opening, it was hilarious. He was just talking about how social justice has gotten so bad that they're going out and canceling John Wayne. They're canceling, people that have been dead or have passed away for years. And, it's true. I mean, you look at Texas recently, they're changing, master bedrooms or whatever. It's ridiculous. It's crazy. And everybody's out canceling all these different companies over stupidity, over things that I believe doesn't really offend anybody. I was kind of, sharing my thoughts on Facebook, and I mean, if you really look at it, I'm pretty sure 20 years from now, people are going to be judging us for buying Jordans, for buying all these child labor warehouses, sweatshops. They're going to be judging us 20 years from now for buying Nike, for buying Adidas, for buying anything that's made in China. Because, we can see it. There's media. You see the news. You see them being oppressed. You see them being kidnapped. It's absolutely baffling to see what's going on over there. But yet, all these social justice warriors, they're out buying iPhones, buying Samsungs. They're buying, all this. They're consuming all of these electronics that are made in China, and they're fighting the very thing. They're fighting the very thing that they're buying over there. I mean, they're fighting it here in the U.S., but I mean that's the beautiful thing about that's the beautiful thing about living in the United States of America. You have the First Amendment. You could express yourself. You could, you could say anything you want. You could hate America. You could hate, the president. You could hate anything. But I mean, the actions speak louder than words. So if you're preaching all of this, BS on the medias, on Facebook, on Twitter, well then prove it. You're really eco-friendly. Stop flying on jets. Stop driving to Starbucks. Stop, buying stuff on Amazon, or getting the stuff shipped in, because all of this is creating more and more green gases. It's crazy. And then for you to be kind of talking about oppression and for you to be talking about that kind of stuff, or the oppression of people here in the United States. I mean, look at China. They're doing it far worse than we are, and it's ongoing. It's 2020, and they're doing it right now. And you're still buying their stuff. You're buying China-made goods, and you're supporting them. You're supporting that government of oppression. You're talking about something that we haven't seen as bad as it used to be. And I made another video about how from my experience living in Modesto's, family members and friends, seeing them kind of come up, it wasn't 100% about oppression, because I grew up with them. I mean, we all had the same opportunities. We just took different paths, and some of us wanted the easier path. We wanted that instant gratification of making money. We wanted, some of us want that, and making minimum wage at that time, making $7 an hour, bringing in $300, $400 a week. It's disheartening to, see your check after working, 50 hours a week, working your butt off, and then turning around and seeing your cousin, your family member, making that in one day. Why? Because they're selling, they're selling drugs, they're selling, they're selling illegal goods, and you know, and they get paid cash, so they don't even have to pay anything in taxes. I mean, working now, I'm paying close to almost $2,000 of taxes every month, and for what? I already spoke about that in another video, but it's just one of those things. I mean, like I keep on going back to that. I mean, my family, friends, they influence other kids, and then they started doing it too. And why? Because they're driving around in BMWs. They have the girls, they have the money, they have the stuff that kind of influences people to think it's power. You know, you have the power, then you get the girl. It's kind of like, you know, Scarface, the movie, great movie. It just comes down to instant gratification, the glorification of fame, of money, on the music videos of these artists. You know, they flash around Lamborghinis, Bugattis, all kinds of stuff. They put it on the media, and kids, they consume that stuff. And so then when they really have to work, that's why all the kids now, you ask them what they want to be when they grow up, they're going to say a social influencer or a reality TV star. I mean, that's what they say now. Back when I was growing up, it was, you know, I want to be a police officer, a doctor, or not really an engineer. I don't think anybody knew what an engineer was then. But I mean, that's how the times have changed, and you see that stuff, and then I don't know. It's just, you know what? It's just crazy. It is what it is, and you know, I don't know. I guess I honestly, going back to where I started. I tend to go on these rants on, you know, I tend to kind of go off topic a lot, but I wasn't surprised. I was actually quite surprised that it took so long for us to hear something like this, of this sort. Like I said, I'm 100% sure Harley-Davidson did not reach out to Million Dollar Bogan. I'm 100% about that. All I know is they reached out to the dealership. The dealership reached out to its employees, and then they must have informed them that way. I doubt that they're trying to censor them or stop them or anything like that. It's just, the thing is, you can't say some of those things while you're on the clock. It'd be different if they were off the clock and off the premise and not wearing the uniform. Then it'd be a different story. They can say whatever they want. But as long as you're on the clock and you have the uniform on and you're on the premise, you have to carry yourself accordingly. It's it is what it is. I mean, you're on third time now. Okay, you're on third time, meaning you're representing the dealership, you're representing the manufacturer, and you know what? I completely support his channel. I like the guys. I like their sense of humor. Like I said, I don't, I'm not creep for anything. I don't call myself creep for anything, but I completely, I enjoy the channel. I'm a fan. I do watch a lot of the videos, and like I mentioned earlier, if you don't like it, just tune away. You don't have to see it. It's not for you. So, you know what? Just stay out there. Take it easy. Don't believe everything you read, and just chill out, enjoy a view of the sunset, beautiful scenery, the landscape. San Jose, California, it's absolutely beautiful out here. Just stay out there and stay safe, stay positive. Later.